Hello, good morning, coaches. Welcome again for this online interactive session. Hope all are safe and healthy. എല്ലാവർക്കും മഴ പെയ്യുന്നുണ്ട്. എല്ലാവർക്കും നല്ല മഴയുണ്ട്. അതുകൊണ്ട് കണക്ഷൻ ഇഷ്യൂസ് ഒന്നും ഇല്ലാന്ന് വിശ്വസിക്കുന്നു. So we can start soon. We can start at the earliest. Still numbers are very less. 18 coaches join ചെയ്തിട്ടുള്ള. We will wait for 2 more minutes before we start. Okay. And Sajid sir, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, sir, you can start presenting. Welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
You can start presenting. Yeah. Okay, coaches, today we are going to hear about wrist spin. Last session we covered about finger spin. I think it was a very informative class that we got last session. I think and the best part of last session was it was very interactive. You coaches asked a lot of questions out of the box and we could all learn together. So please feel free to ask more questions as much as possible and this time that we have with Sri. Okay, so coaches, let's start. Let others join in slowly. Sri, we can start.
Okay. Good morning to everyone. Hope you can hear me. It's as Chinu said, it's raining almost in most of the places in Kerala. There will be network disturbance and all. Even here also, it's been raining quite heavily. But somehow we have to go on with this. Thanks a lot. The last session was I think was good. You guys told it's great. That's very heartening to hear that. And last session we spoke about certain things also, how to go about, and I think what to do with the spinners and other things also. And last sessions we spoke about the finger spinners, off spinners, as well as left arm spinners. It's a easy art. Today we are going to talk and analyze the wrist spinners, the right arm leg spinners, and the left arm Chinaman. It's a very difficult art. It's not an easy art to practice and execute. You got to do a lot of training for that because a lot of loose balls they do bowl. It's very difficult to maintain a good line and length. But there are lots and lots of bowlers who are doing it and who are succeeding. And the prime example is T20. In most of the T20, the spinners who are successful are the leg spinners and a few Chinamen. Very few. But the leg spinners have played a very, very big role in T20 matches. One day matches as well as in the days matches, yeah, they do. All even the off spinners do come into play because the ball spins into the batsman, the short leg, and other fielders do come into play. But the right arm leg spinners and the left arm Chinaman, I told it's a very difficult art. They have worked on it and they have succeeded in it. We got to appreciate those guys. They might have really put in long hours. The coaches also got to be appreciated because they also might have done it. And I would before we go on to the technical aspects and the error and corrections and all, I want to tell one thing before we go into it. Like we all know, when we talk about the wrist spinners, we all see the grip, run up, action, release, follow through. And I said in the last session also about this, the basics have to be very sound and all. But when we see the right arm off spinners and the left arm orthodox spinners, they are much more technically perfect Not absolutely perfect, but they are technically perfect. You can, but with the right arm leg spinners and the left arm Chinaman.
Sir, excuse
Yeah.
me. Sir, excuse me, sir. Just hold on for a minute. Shukur, please stop presenting. Shukur, presenting, please. Shukur, stop presenting. Shashi sir, presentation poi. Sir, you have to present again, please. Sorry, very sorry about that. You have to present again.
1 minute.
Coaches, please don't press any other buttons other than typing your messages in the message box. Okay, sorry for the disturbance.
You can see.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can see.
It's fine. Yeah. Okay.
Fine. Continue.
I spoke about the grip, run up, action, release, follow through, and all those things, and everyone got to have a sound basics and all. I was talking about with the right arm off spinners and the left arm orthodox spinners. Even the right arm leg spinners as well as the Chinaman should have sound basics. But if you see it, they will have. It's very difficult art, and they may have a few more errors than the orthodox spinners, the finger spinners. Finger spinners, it's much more easier to execute it. With the right arm leg spinners and the left arm Chinaman, it's a bit more difficult. So the coaches have to see to that. You don't tinker too much. At the same time, certain things which can be corrected and can be taken to the next level should be done, because it's very important with that, because or else they will bowl too many loose balls. So we have to see how much we can correct it and what all we need to correct it also. Coming on to the grip part and all, everyone knows about the grip. We know it. The index and middle finger and all should be slightly closer, and you bowl more with the ring finger and all. As most of you guys are already coaches, I'm not going to go much about it. But whatever, the grip needs to be firm, run up and all those things. But when we come on to the grip at the loading position, for the wrist spinners, especially, it has to be inward cocking. I want to stress on that because with the inward cocking only, your arm will go and release at 11 o'clock position, slightly away from your head. Then only you will get the drift. Or else, if you don't have an inward cocking, the wrist is firm and straight, it's going to be much closer to your head. You may push the ball more towards the leg stump. You may spin on a spinner-friendly wicket, but on a good batting track, you will get hammered onto the leg side as well as on the offside also. So you got to see to that when you teach the grip part and all, fine, but see to that the wrist is firm as well as cocked. That is very important when you teach the grip. So that's only one thing. The action part and all, I have already spoken about it. The run-up part, I have already spoken about it. The first two steps can be walked, and then slowly you got to gain momentum. The wrist spinners action run-up will be a bit more quicker than the off spinners and the left-arm spinners. They will have a very vigorous body action. Absolutely, they have to be side-on again. And the release again needs to be much closer for the right arm leg spinners, and for the left arm Chinaman, like left arm orthodox spinners, right in the middle of the crease, or we can say middle of the wicket. Neither too close to the stump nor too far away towards the return crease. It has to be right in the middle, so that they can get the drift as well as dip and churn also. Everyone knows about the follow through, the importance of follow through. I am not going to go much about it. We all know that. Let's go into the error and correction part, because there is much to talk about, much to see also. Today again, I think this boy is a Kottayam boy. I have not seen this guy in my tenure. It's been 2 years. He's a new boy, I think. Prabul Babu is a right arm leg spinner. We are going to analyze him. A tall boy, Now we will just see his normal body bowling action, normal speed, how he's coming in. Watch him and analyze on your own before we discuss it. 1 or 2 times I'll play it, watch it. Okay. Now we'll go on to the next slide. I'll touch upon it, then we will go on to the slow motion part. Run up. I don't know whether you guys have watched it. He walks in with large steps, arms are swinging too far ahead, hardly any momentum gained. You will see it in the slow run up. Backward, you see it's slightly past parallel. You may not be able to see it in the straight front view. Only a keen eye may be able to pick it. Non-bowling arm is too high. For a right arm leg spinner, it will never be too high. It will be very firm, slightly bent so that the arms does come down hard and across the body. It's not vertically comes down like a off spinner or a left arm orthodox spinner. And then you got to see his front foot, how it goes, how it lands rather, and then the release part. Now I'll show you guys the slow motion video, then you will be able to understand. Again, watch. He's almost walking only. He's not even running. One more time. You guys should be able to understand, write it down exactly or see and then see what exactly is doing it. You see he's walking, jumping, releasing it. Now let's go on to the slow motion part. Now you will be able to understand certain things. Watch how he's coming in. His arms are swinging, both the arms are swinging together forward and back. First step. Again, he is going the same way. No problem. I won't say it's a problem or something, but it needs to coordinate a bit more. Now from here, he's taking a very long step. You see how he's going it so far ahead. His left hand, elbow and all has gone too far away from the body. You see his body, it's crumbling. It's not firm at all. His knees are already bent while running so much. And he's about to go for the jump. He's jumping in. Watch each move. How he's loading. See, when he's landing, his front foot, front arm should be slightly across. He's looking from inside. He's not looking over the right shoulders. The right it needs to be across because the right arm leg spinners have to bowl with a lot of body also behind. It's not just like that they come and bowl with the wrist. The wrist is not always going to work. The body also needs to come in. It's a vigorous body action. This is what I said about past vertical when he lands. It's slightly turning back the toe. And see how he's doing it. He's almost opening up the top of. And when he's landing, how he's landed, he has completely locked his feet. He's completely locked his feet. Now he has to transfer his body weight. I think the stride is much bigger for him. He's a tall boy, but how he's releasing it. It's almost in a straight line. If you can watch, it's almost in a straight line. His head is supposed to be here. He should be somewhere releasing it somewhere from here, slightly away. Body has fallen down. His head is falling down, and he's releasing almost straightish. You see how he's releasing it? It's almost going straight. It's not going across. For a right arm leg spinners, the arm need to come across. It's going straight because the arms are straight. The releasing point is much straighter. And his back leg drive is coming across. That's not a problem. This ball is too high. The flight is much. Leg spinners, if you see the release point, it's slightly behind. You may not be able to see it. If you see the side view, you may be able to understand. We will again see it. Watch his side view again. I think watch his front view. Walks in with large steps. Arms are swinging too far ahead. Absolutely no momentum. His loading part here, it's fine. It's going across. The elbow is going across. He is almost straightish. Only his non-bowling arm goes too high. Goes too high. He's looking from inside. The front foot locks, releases almost from vertical position. He should be slightly across. Now we will look at the falls. Then you may be able to understand exactly. You see, I was telling about it. He walks in straight, large steps, arms swinging too far ahead, hardly any momentum gained in his approach. What should be ideal? Walk in 2 or 3 steps always. For the leg spinners, as well as for the Chinamen, they have to walk in a bit more briskly than a left arm spinner or a right arm spinners, because they need to gather some sort of momentum to bowl more with the body as well as with the wrist. Okay, because of final, the stride also will be slightly bigger than the spinners, orthodox finger spinners. So he needs to walk in a bit more briskly and run into bowl with strong action. Back foot, he was slightly past vertical. I will show this in the side view. You will be able to think back foot must be always parallel. If it is past vertical, you are going to lock yourself. It's very difficult to transfer the body weight again. And non-bowling arm goes too high. Non-bowling arm must be high, and then it must come across. And you got to look over your front shoulder, not from inside of your front shoulders. Front foot, it should point towards fine leg and it should land across. Again, too straight at vertical, I said, and non-bowling arm besides the body, what should be? It should be slightly away, and non-bowling arm should be coming across the body. For our leg spinners as well as for the Chinaman, it should come across the body. It's very difficult to come to bring it closer to the body, and if he's getting it closer, it means his release point is wrong. It might be much closer or past vertical. That you have to see it. It should always go across the body. Now we will go on to the side view. Now you will be able to understand much about it. You're watching the normal speed. Now, we will see, we'll touch upon his side view thing. You see, strides are too long, I said. Arm swing too far across, I already said. Non-bowling arm is not firm, goes straight out, comes down vertical. This thing will come back again after we see the slow motion part. You will be able to understand that. You see, the last two steps, he was running, but he was running with so much big steps, it's very difficult to transfer the body weight. You see, watch. He starts. For his height, this step is okay. His arms are swinging both together, forward and back. Now he has lengthened his stride. Again, it is swinging forward and back. Now, he is now getting into a loading position, but he has not even started running. How he is going to gain momentum then? It's very difficult. You see how he is going to go into the loading position, into the delivery stride. My God, such a big stride, like a medium pace bowler. Now watch how he is going in. When he's landing, watch his rear foot. It's pointing towards mid-on. It should be almost parallel. Slightly going past vertical. Goes past parallel rather. How is his non-bowling arm coming in? Watch it. His wrist position, this is fine, because his elbow was, when he was cocking it, his elbow was out. There it is fine. But his non-bowling arm is too straight and it's coming straight down. And how he is going with his front foot, you see how he is coming in. Absolutely no balance, no control. Its non-bowling arm is not even coming down hard. It has come down straight. From where he is releasing it, you see. It's very important. Where do the leg spinners release? I told about the off spinners as well as the left arm spinners. They release slightly back than the maximum height. For the right arm leg spinners as well as for the left arm Chinaman, they will be releasing slightly ahead of the maximum point. I'll just draw a line and show you. This is the front foot. They should be releasing somewhere very close after the maximum point. He is releasing it from behind. So what happens? The parabola, the trajectory which will be too high. It will be too high. He may not be able to get, it's more like a googly. Googly is released a bit early. For the leg spinners, the ball has to be released a bit late. How do you say that? This, especially this point. Tell him you're releasing it back, he may not understand. Ask him to release it a bit late, he may understand. So his trajectory will be a bit more slightly flatter. The leg spinners are not too much loopy. Only very short leg spinners are loopy. Or else strong leg spinners who have average height, they bowl slightly ahead and there will be a bit slightly flatter than the orthodox spinners, the finger spinners. He's bowling more with a much straighter wrist, even though his wrist was cocked at loading. And when he's releasing it, his back leg absolutely hangs behind. It is supposed to be somewhere closer to the front leg. See, the back leg is not even, it's come now only. Watch again. One more time. Here it is fine. Then he starts with a very long steps. You need to be slightly bigger than the first two steps, maybe, for the leg spinners, so that they gain some momentum. They need to get some more speed than the finger spinners. Here only just started running, but it was too late. See? Non-bowling arm has buckled. Oh, I think he's not even able to brace his front knee and bowl. It does bend a bit for the some from leg spinners because they slightly bowl away. It does bend a bit, but there are guys who are very good and then they bowl with a braced front foot also. So exactly what we will see on his actions. You see, walking briskly with small steps, arms by the side of the body. I said, and there was a question on this: how will the spinners run in? They should always run in with the arms by the side of the body. For the finger spinners, they'll be a bit more straight. For the leg spinners, they'll be slightly a bit more bent than the finger spinners. The wrist spinners, rather, I would say, slightly bent because they'll be having an inward cocking. But there are many guys, they run in with a straight wrist and then they will only cock when they are in the delivery stride. Absolutely no harm in that. No harm. But you are slightly cocking and running in. There is no harm in it because it's a very small length only. They are running in and going in. Absolutely no problem. Either way, you can do it. So it's very important. They walk in briskly and with small steps, arms by the side of the body. Gather position. Non-bowling arm was not firm, goes straight out and comes down vertical. What should be the thing? It needs to be firm and must come down hard and strong across the body. It needs to come across the body. Delivery stride was long. Delivery stride should be slightly bigger than the finger spinners. It should not be too long, so that if it is too long, you may not be able to transfer the body weight. If it is too small, your non-bowling arm will fall much faster. And what happens? The release point will be either early or too late. You do it only for a slider or a flipper rather. The release, he is losing height, releases the ball slightly from behind. Ideally, it should be slightly in line, maybe, or slightly ahead of the body. It can be either in line or ahead of the body. I would prefer slightly ahead of the body for the leg spinners. Back leg drive, it was hanging, you have seen it at release, so that there is transfer of body weight is not happening. That is why he is releasing it early and behind. What should be ideal? Slightly shorter stride will help his momentum forward, and back leg drive will be across the body, will be maximized. Now it is not maximized at all because it is too late. You got to release it and the back leg should drive and come immediately. Then only the vigorous body action happens. Or else the body action is happening after the release. What's the use? It doesn't make much sense. That is why when we see a lot of people, they do have a lot of vigorousness in their action, but the ball comes much slower, much loopy. We all might be thinking, even the kid might be asking, sir, I am really trying, I am pushing so much hard, but the ball is not going like that. Why? It's touching the upper net and all. I have a bowler also like that. In fact, I have to change and I have to do it. I kept on telling that person, especially release it late, release it late, release it late. Then it becomes, then what happens? How do you release it late? The non-bowling arm needs to be very firm. Then it is possible. If it is firm and you can release the ball late. That's very important. Certain points need to be understood. Here, the run-up is an issue because it's too big, strides, and absolutely no momentum. So whatever he is trying in his delivery stride, he's doing with his body. That's not going to work either way. So you should have a brisk run up and run in the last 2-3 steps. You see Shane Warne, he walks in, but the last 2-3 steps are quicker. He goes through it faster. That is very important. Okay, guys. Now we will go on to the next one. Another leg spinner from my academy. He is more a gym trainer. He is from a very affluent family. He came in last year with me. Last year to me. Very, very unorthodox action. And I am still finding it very difficult to correct him because he is already 21 plus, 22. He had a habit of bowling for many years like this. Slowly, I'm changing it. What you're seeing, it's slightly better than what he was earlier. But still, if you see it, I don't know whether you will find such guys normally. But I thought I will show you guys this so that you guys will be able to see if someone is there like that, and then you can correct it also. You see how he's coming in. His right arm is not moving. Watch. You may not find. You may not be able to see much. We will see the slow motion part. You see his right arm is not moving. He's running in right from the beginning. I won't say that's problem. His head is pushed back. His body is hunched. He's already arching back. When he's running in itself, his body weight is back then. Both the arms are going together. Now he's going into the delivery stride. His head is arched back. It is not forward at all. And now look at his bowling arm. It's vertically down. And in the side thing, you may be able to see it's behind. It is not coming across the loading part. How much he has bent, you see, how much he has crumbled in his landing, you see, because he's arching so much back. You might have seen Sean Tate, a fast bowler. He arches so much back. He has a sling action. He's a spinner, this guy. He's almost like Sean Tate. He's arching so much back. You don't need to do that. How is his front foot coming in? His head is falling. His front foot is also locked. It's more towards square leg. It is supposed to be towards fine leg. Now, how is bowling arm has gone here, straight down. Where is his release? What about his release? It's fast, vertical. It is supposed to be away. So this is from where he is bowling. But I'll tell you, he turns a lot. because he puts so much into it. The only problem is he sprays everywhere. He turns out of 6 balls, 1 or 2 balls he bowls. He just turns the batsman absolutely front on. Absolutely, he turns right across. But he leaks so much of runs. And his follow through is absolutely straight and he's going in. I would prefer much more. I think only because he is not able to do that. Think again, just watch his front view again. One more time. He's not moving his bowling arm. Arching so much back. This is what I was telling. So much back. Body is crumbling. It's falling to the sides. Front foot is locked. Bowling, I think, past vertical. Head has completely fallen. Head has fallen. Head is supposed to be in line with your thing. For the leg spinners, sometimes it goes a bit more across also. It can be. Shane Warne, you see, slightly sometimes he takes his head past the vertical part because he takes it too much away from his head and he bowls. So his head cannot come in line. It's slightly here. But we got to get it at least straighter. It cannot be this much away. What happens if it is so much away? You lose height. You lose a lot of height, lot of advantage. Again, you see his loop, it's much, much higher. What happens? Most of the balls are much pitched further towards the batsman. It's much easier for him to just pay a drive on the front foot. Let's see his now his thing. Very stiff in his run up. Comes in hunched. Why does he hunched? How do you correct the hunch? Ask the bowler to just activate his core. When you activate your core, your stride always comes right. You beat a medium pacer, beat a spinner. You need to have an upright body. How do you get your upright body? You get it, push your back, your head goes back. Ask him to just activate the core. His head is slightly ahead. You will have an upright body. You'll be able to get your strides right. That's very important. He is shortening his stride, seeing the front view, I said, but you will be able to only see it in the side view. With my experience, I have written it. You may not be able to see it. What is ideal for him? Body must be upright. Arms by the side, swinging lightly forward and back. I said slightly forward and back. It can be slightly bent. There's no problem in it with the wrist spinners. And he should stride in uniformly so that he jumps in and then bowls with better balance and control. That's very important. You got to have better balance and control, and your run up is the most important part to get that balance and control. Backward lands away from the stems. This point I missed out. Loading goes behind. I'll just go back again. See. Also, that's a very important point. I'll show it in the thing itself. If you can watch. See where he is landing. He's landing much away from the stems. They need to come closer. He's landing much away from the stems. So that's very important. He needs to come closer. And the leg spinners almost go here and bowls. He is bowling a bit more away from the stems. This is what I meant. Sorry, I missed out that point. Back foot must land closer to the stump line and try to load with elbow pointing across the body. Where does his elbow was pointing? Down, below, and it was going back. It was not across the body. That is why he went past vertical. If it comes across the body, either he will be coming in line with the front foot toe or slightly across. That's very important. Your loading is very important for the leg spinners to bowl slightly away from your body. It needs to come across your body. For that, the palm needs to be towards the shoulders. There are bowlers who takes the elbow pointing down, but when they take it forward, they take it slightly with the cocked wrist forward and then they bring it. But they may not be too far away, but they do bowl like that. That's permissible, but ideally it should be elbow should be away from the body. Front foot lands across and locks it. What should be ideal? It should be slightly across, pointing towards fine leg. Past vertical, body falls, bowling arm finishes between legs. You can see that bowling arm should be finishing across the body. That's very important. He is finishing between the legs, if you see it. Again, watch it. You see? You can see that? It's finishing inside. Watch it now. Between his legs. It should be going across. It's coming vertically down. This is what happens when it goes past vertical. This is what I meant. So now we'll go on to the back view. Only I am just showing the thing. I am not going to think. Normally we do the analysis front, back, and side. As we don't have certain individuals back view, we have not seen it. We have seen only the side view. Now you see the back view, normal speed. You will be able to see it. I'll just show it in the slow motion part. See, he started the loading position much early before he has got into the delivery side. How much he is arching, you see now. At back foot landing, his body weight is absolutely on his back foot. Now from here, he looks more like a javelin thrower, not a leg spinner. Now, his leg strides, delivery stride is much big that you'll be able to see it in the side thing. See how he's going. Again, arm finishes. The only thing is, his wrists are very strong. He's a strong lad. He does turns the ball very nicely. But I said earlier, he's very wayward. He bowls all over. We'll go on to the next slide. The side view part. Normal speed. One more time. Now let's analyze this slow-mo. He's rushing into it. His run-up is rushing into it, hunched place. You see, he's hunched. What is his head? As if he's looking up. That's what I'm telling. He looks more like a javelin thrower, but he's not an athlete at all. He's a fitness fanatic, especially the gym part. Too stiff. You see, where is his thing? It's completely arched. My God. This is what I'm telling you. You may not be able to see such guys sometimes. But I'm telling you, you see his legs, his body, back leg. So much arched. Front foot, I think non-bowling arm. Straight, thrown towards the target and come straight down. And now you see from where he is releasing it. Because the stride is so big, his body is falling, head has fallen, absolutely no control. He's releasing it from way behind. Many balls go down the leg side for it. It does turn. He has improved a lot. This is last year's almost last year April or something when he came. After a week or so, I took it. Whether there is any improvement. Then only I realized it. He's a guy who is going to test my abilities, and he's still testing me because it's very difficult to coach a guy who's very stiff, who's gym friendly. Yeah, we need to have a strong body, but we cannot be stiff. His flexibility is very, very poor. He has a very different mindset. He doesn't understand the spinners need to be very flexible. He doesn't understand that at all. We need to have a strong body, but it cannot be stiff. See where he's finishing it, between his legs. That stops your momentum, and your follow through is there only. And he walks in. It's not again. Let's see one more time before we analyze it. Runs in with a hunched thing. Right arm is not at all moving. Head is thrown up. You see his think this is what I was telling. Elbow is taken back. It's pointing back. It is supposed to be pointing away from the body. That is why it is going past vertical. How he is bringing his bowling arm? It is not even going forward because his body is so much arched. Normally, what do we say? Lead with your bowling arm always, so that your body is taken forward. When you lead with your bowling arm, you think Prabhulal Babu was doing it. Only thing is, he was taking it too far ahead of the body. When you take too far ahead of the body, again your head lags behind. If it is slightly bent and it is taken forward, your head follows. That's very important. Your body will be upright. So certain biomechanics, if you understand and you do it, the bowler comes into a very good position to bowl. It's very important to learn the biomechanics of an individual and a skill to get it right. We may see hundreds of videos, but we won't understand if we don't know the biomechanics part, which will help a bowler to be effective. So that's very important. Keep watching. Your boys, you will learn a lot. See, his stride is too big. Non-bowling arm is not firm. Body has fallen. He has released it much early. It's more like a bloody googly. I don't know whether it was a leg spin or not. I don't know. It's a very long time. I don't remember. I was the one who was taking the video, so I may not know. It's more like a googly. He doesn't bowl the googlies well. He bowls a leg spin well. Now, let's see the side view presentation. What exactly was his thing? What we have to watch? Approaches with a stiff upper body, shortens his stride as he nears the delivery stride. I already spoke about it. Walk in briskly with small steps. Upper body needs to be upright. I said core activate. Activate your core a bit. You will be absolutely balanced. You have seen a guy who is walking on a tightrope. He looks straight. He activates his core, he puts his hands out and he walks in. He's absolutely, he doesn't look down and think. You don't have to do it because your head is within the base. It goes much straighter. So activate your core. Most of the falls does correct on its own. You don't need to correct it. Back foot, body crunches too much at back foot landing. Body needs to be much more upright. How you do it? Activate your core. Again, I keep telling, activate your core, your body will be much better. He's not activating his core. That is why his body is arching a lot and falling. He's in a hunched position. Gather position. Doesn't lead his bowling arm. He's shortening his bowling, loading. That is, he is not taking it forward. Because it's arched, body is arched back, goes behind and comes down vertically down. What is ideal? Lead with your bowling arm forward, head steady, and body more upright. Load above your shoulder with palm facing the shoulder, I said. Best example is Shane Warne for that. I would always say he loads over his shoulders, palm facing the shoulders. Normally that's the ideal position. It can be slightly forward also. It doesn't have to be absolutely parallel, I would say. That is what I said. With the leg spinners, that can be a few errors that we can just we can be blind to that, because it cannot be perfect. It can be slightly forward, but it cannot be behind the head. Behind the head, then the elbow will come down vertically down, and again you will go past vertical. It can be slightly forward or absolutely parallel over your shoulders. These two are ideal position for a thing. Delivery stride is too long. Delivery stride, I said, slightly longer than the finger spinners. Release, loses height, we have seen it. Slightly behind, release ideally in line or ahead of the body. Same with Prabhulal Babu. Back leg drive, hands behind at release again for him. Back leg, slightly shorter stride will help his momentum forward because the stride is much forward, bigger. That is why, or else he is coming across. And back leg drive across the body will be maximized. It's very important. You should have a stride where you can get your follow through also to go forward. Your transfer of body weight goes forward and your follow through is better, so that later on after bowling, your job is to stop the ball, catch it, or do whatever you want to do it. You should be in a position to move, but your body weight doesn't transfer, you're much more upright, your falls will be very difficult. You may not be able to stop it. I told very clearly in the previous class, the spinners, especially the spinners, nowadays you see the fast bowlers are very good fielders in their own bowling. They do dive, they stop either with the legs or with the hands or something, because even with the legs you need to react fast. For that you got to have a good balance. They have improved a lot. Spinners, absolutely they need to do that, because you don't need that sort of momentum, body force and all like medium pacers. So you got to be a good fielder of your own bowling. I have seen fielders who are very poor of their own fielding and they expect and they hell at others. I always say, you better do it than start telling others. It's very important you do it. So it's very important. Your stride length got to be good enough. Your run up needs to be good enough. For that, you need to get the transfer of body weight happens, your loading happens. All these things happens when your run up is fine. I keep harping on the run up part. It's very important for any bowler. You correct your run up. Whatever faults we have seen in these two bowlers, I'm telling it will be lessened. You will have lesser job. You may not have to tell so much. So work on the run up first and then come on to the delivery stride. Stand and bowl and all those things can be done later. But we need to show it to the boy and then tell certain things have to be done, because the cocking of the wrist and releasing point, all those things needs to be done. So that's very important. So what is a thing? I have one boy, Joe Francis. I was not able to get the run up drill because it's raining here and most the boys have not come in. We are not able to get it. So I have picked up a video when I was working with that boy in his action. To watch his acting, run up, walks in, runs in sharp, briskly, and he bowls in. Watch in again. releases the ball very close to the stems, and he comes in. Your run up again. Watch back. You can see he's coming in slightly across the return crease. With the finger spinners, I said stay in line or slightly inside, never too straight. I find a lot of leg spinners, when they come new to me, they come in very straight. What happens? Either they lock themselves or they open up. They go past vertical or bowls too much away. But most often, out of 10, 8 goes past vertical because the body falls. Ideally, it should be slightly away. We find a lot of guys more away and then they come in. But you see, we need to align ourselves towards the wicket. So he comes in here and he bowls. You can see the foot marks. It's much better. One more time, I'll show you. Much better. He's still here so that he can move and play. I think. The next thing is how to do the loading part corrections. I said stand and bowl. I'll show the left arm spinner's stand and bowl. I don't have a leg spinner's stand and bowl at all. He's standing. He's coming in from 1 or 2 steps and bowling in. Again, we did the correction part with him. He is a quickish sort of bowler, a leg spinner on the slightly quicker side. He always was bowling past vertical. Never he was coming in line or slightly away. So we were working on that. When I corrected his run up, he slightly got better. This was during his drills only. He used to cock the wrist much straighter. Now he is cocking it over the shoulders and he is bringing in. We don't have time to slow down and show it. If you want, I can just see it. Let me see. It's already 12. I'll rush through. Let me see if I have his slower ones. No. Okay. Got that. Slowly it is taking time, but I'll still show you. You guys, it's very important the run up. That is why even though it's taking time, I'll show you guys. He's walking in. He used to rush in right from the first step, and then the last 2, 3 steps he's running in. You see his body is aligned more straighter. He has come from an angle, but as he nears, his body is more getting into a straighter position towards the target. You see, his loading has gone across. He used to load much straighter. And this is during the corrective phase only. I do it every day. I ask all these guys to do the drills and then get on to the bowling part. Every time I ask them to do the drills so that they get it right. Still, when you see it, he was vertically up. I think he was taking it across, but here it is getting it a bit more closer. So what happens? He may not be going away. He might be going straight. Absolutely. This is a prime example. You watch. Here is fine. Only thing is, I would say, in this hand should have been coming much more forward for him to be bowling away. This elbow is going vertically down. You see? Watched it. It's a very, very minute thing. You can see it. It's very important. This hand, bowling hand, should have been going forward with the cocked position itself. What he is doing it? He has pulled it down. Now, because of that, even though he's from a very close angle, he has gone almost straightish. He has not gone away. It's very important, guys. Okay? Now we will go on to the next man. He's a Chinaman. Again, he was a very new boy. He is with me for almost 1 year. He's bowling much better nowadays. This year he played Interzone under 16 team. He didn't play in the 11. Oh, sorry. Watch his bowling. Normal speed. Again, swinging with both arms together. Can see it. Angle of run up. He comes like this and he bowls like this. Does he have a jump? Very little. He jumps in, hops almost. No crossover, nothing. So we may not be able to see much. Only a slow motion will be able to see and will be able to help us out. You see, he was doing like same with Prabul Babu. Swinging both arms together, leaning too much forward. Again, now he's going with both arms together in his jump. Again, he's turning his elbows. How he's going to do the jump. You see how he's jumping in both feet together. We are not doing a broad jump. He was a new boy. I think on the first day or second day, I took this video. Now he's doing the jump and all right, but see when he is landing, his body has fallen to the sides. His arm is much more in his eye line. It is not across. And his feet, I said Chinaman and right arm leg spinners, the feet will be going much more across because they have to finish it across the body from a slightly away position. From a slightly away position, they need to finish it across. His feet are both in line. What happens? They will fall. Again, how is his release? Way past vertical. He is supposed to release the ball and finish it just outside off stump and bring it in. This ball might be going almost on the middle stem and going down the leg side if it turns. His release point is absolutely wrong. His non-bowling arm is straight. It's not hard. His head has fallen. We won't be able to see from where he released it. I think he released it from behind. Absolutely no follow through. He runs on the wicket. He was playing for under 14 when he came to me. Again, watch his slow motion again. One more time. He has turned his wrist, jumps both feet together. Absolutely, I would say not much jump. His helping body has fallen to the side. Non-bowling arm is not firm. It is gone straight and it is coming down straight. Head has fallen. Bowled past vertical. And his legs are almost straight. So what should be the ideal one when we do the corrective part? Approach from an angle. I said he's coming in diagonally and then around the wicket. Normally, we don't see a lot of bowlers. Kuldeep does it sometimes. Kuldeep sometimes bowls down the wicket also. And I said how the run-up is to be done. I showed it also right today also. I'll show it because some people might have missed the classes and they might have joined today only. So I'll show exactly how the run-up is to be done. But it is not left arm Chinaman's, I think, run-up, left arm orthodox spinner's action. It's almost similar. Only thing their release point is different. Really, I think slightly away from the head, but the run-up almost is similar. how it should be. Approach at an angle. Approach is more across. Rushes through his run up, swinging his arm forward and back, and he's losing his balance and control. Walk in 2-3 steps ideally, then run in, coordinating his legs and hands more rhythmically, forward and back. Align yourself the last 2 strides before jump towards a target. You have to be aligned yourself towards a target. For that, you don't need to come closer to the stump. If you come closer to the stump, your running angle will be much more. This again, I will show it later once the thing is finished. Walk in, I think run up. This is very important. I don't want to miss that thing. I have not discussed that point with you. Jumps forward with both feet together. No crossover is happening. Elbow points down the ground while loading. I showed it's not going across. Non-bowling arm is not firm. Goes up, comes down straight, long lever, body falls. So many falls. But I would say work on his run up and just his loading parts, elbow away. Most of this correction, I'm telling, most of these corrections will fall into place within a few days. 100%, I'm telling, 100%. For us, this looks much more. But when we target the area which is to be corrected, especially the run up and the loading part for a thing and the angle part, most of it will correct on its own. You don't need to correct it. He will get into a slightly better position. So what is ideal at back foot landing? You should be doing the crossover technique. I have already shown it. The last show, elbow must be across the body like any wrist spinners, cocking inwards. Upper body must be upright. Non-bowling arm needs to be firm, must come hard, pull it down towards your hip and think. Lands in line, must be slightly across. Lands in line, it must be across. Release was pass vertical, it should be slightly away. These points already discussed, I don't want to do it. And back leg comes straight down the wicket. Back leg drive. This I will show it as well as the run up. Back leg drive must come across the body as the hand goes away. Only when he bowls the wrong one, his hand comes vertically down and it comes a bit slightly closer to the body. Because the hand comes much vertically up and you release the thing, ball closer to the head. Now let's see the run up part. 2 points I missed out, back leg drive as well as the aligning part. You see how he's running in? If you see, he's running in like this. Watch. Is he aligning? No. Is almost his whole run up. Almost his whole run up is like this. Here. And then he's straight. You should be coming like this. And then aligning yourself. And then getting your aligning here. And then getting your feet across. It's very important. His alignment, his angle is wrong. The other part, it back leg drive. Back leg drive should be going across the body. How is he doing it? Because it is fast vertical. Back leg drive will be more like a left arm orthodox spinner or right arm off spinner. You see, it's much more straighter because he has gone fast vertical. That's what I'm telling. Maybe for a wrong one or something, you may come a bit more closer. It may not go that much across. So that you have to watch out. Okay, guys. The next thing. Look at his back view. See, absolutely, there's not much momentum. Not much momentum. How do you do it? Where is his body going? It's going towards more third man. He's a right-handed batsman going towards third man. He should be aligning from here to here. It's going more towards third man. Now he has to get into a side-on position. That is why he's falling. He's jumping with both legs together. You see his elbow. It's not across. It's going straighter. That is why it's coming past vertical. Watch. His back. When it swings back and coming up, it is gone behind the body. Body has completely fallen down. Way past vertical. Let us see where the ball is going. As I said, it will go more towards the next stump. He has played it back to the bowler. Someone else, a good guy, would have already struck it over mid-on, or in fact even went over the mid-wicket also. So he's a young boy who was 14 years when he came. He's 15 now. He has improved a lot. Watch him again. This is what most of the Chinamans do it. How he's taking the palm. It has gone towards the offside. It needs to be towards the shoulder or more towards the leg side. Now from here, he is going to turn. Now he is turning in. He slightly cocked it inwards, but by the time the body has fallen. He's got a good loop, too slow, not much effective. So what should be is already I said he is rushing through in his run up. Absolutely no balance and rhythm. Walk in initially with small steps, gradually increase momentum. That's very thing. He's rushing through. There is no momentum at all. The right momentum is not there. He's losing his balance. He's falling over. He's swinging his arm both together. He's jumping in with both feet together and all. Delivery stride is too small. This we could only see it in a side view. In a front view or back view, it's very difficult, but I could see it. That is why I think that is one of the reason he's falling. His non-bowling arm is falling early also. I don't have a side view of this particular action, because after a few days only I have taken this, how it is going. I didn't do it. Can a bit more bigger than like leg spinners. Release is losing height as usual. The wrist is not firm, past vertical. What is ideal? Body needs to be much more balanced. Release with a firm inward cock wrist and with over and side spin. It's very important for a leg spinner as well as for a Chinaman to bowl more overspin and side spin, because it's round arm. It's overspin for a left arm spinner, right arm off spinner, we said. But they do bowl with side spin also when they do bowl slightly round armish as a variation part. For the right arm leg spinners as well as for the left arm Chinaman, their stock ball will be more overspin with with some side spin. Over and side spin will be there. That's ideally when they bowl from slightly away from their head. Variation does make a difference. Back leg drive, it was going straight. I showed it. It was outside the body line. It should go around and then across the body. These are the points. I've seen it. I said I don't have a left arm Chinaman's action, stand and bowl. Even for the right arm leg spinners also, stand and bowl will be the same thing. I don't have a thing. I apologize. I said I don't have time. I had very less time to do this, and it rains, and the boys are not available for me to do that. And you see how he has done it. This I have shown it. Boys who have not, I think, especially coaches who have not joined me in the last class, you can just see this is stand and bowl. How you do? Why you stand and bowl? To get the action right. This is just a stand and bowl thing. Ask your leg spinner or a Chinaman to be in a loading position and then lead with your bowling arm. Bring it slightly, take it forward and then bring it and release it slightly away from the head. That's very important. This is what we have to do it in this stand and bowl part. Again, watch it. This he has to bring it down and then go to go it. One thing, this is stand and bowl. Okay. Again, I spoke about the other thing. From the side view, the other day I spoke very important thing is when you do this, the non-bowling arm will be staying firm slowly. As this hand comes down vertical, this will come down. It ensures you are bowling from a braced leg. It's very important. Again, this is again I am repeating for the newcomers. People who have already joined, it's a repetitive point. I apologize for that. I don't know, some of you might be new today. That is why I'm repeating this point. This is very important. When the hand is here, still the non-bowling arm is up. For the leg spinners, it may start a bit early. Bit early, because the stride is slightly bigger than the normal orthodox spinners. But it cannot be much further away or it cannot drop in early. Once it drops early, then your body is going to crumble. You are going to lose height and your release point will be behind. Very important points. So remember this, note it down. You need to be absolutely right in your non-bowling arm. How you bring it, that determines your releasing point, that determines your braced leg, that determines your drift. All because the releasing point is very important. When you release it early, it is not going to drift. When you release it much later, it's not going to drift because you are going to push it then. You may not be doing with your finger spin. You're going to push it. So the releasing point is very important for the leg spinners as well as for the Chinaman, just after the maximum height. So slightly ahead of the head. How do you say it? If you say it slightly ahead, I have already repeated. I have already told this in the start of the class itself. Ask him to release a bit later when he's flighting the ball too high, too loopy. So slowly he will get it right. Might be taking some 10-15 balls or something for him to get maybe a bit more, but he will be able to understand and do it, because we may not be able to put a string and say release it at this point. It's absolutely impossible to do that. So talk that language a bit later, bit early, you are releasing it a bit later. But if he's releasing it too flat, you can say him, you're too flat, slightly a bit more early. So keep getting it right. these points. Now, the run-up point, I said, it's very important for the Chinaman part. For the leg spinners, I have shown it. They all come. Chinaman, I have seen it coming straight. What happens? They open up and then they fall down. They fall. They pitch the ball much shorter, much further away. They either get cut or pulled. It's very important for these guys to come closer to the stump, align yourself, and then come somewhere in between and bowl. Watch again how he's coming in, coming closer, aligning himself, and bowling in. It's very important for the Chinaman also. Chinaman for him, it's much easier for him to be aligned than a left arm orthodox spinner. It's much easier. From here, if he's starting very close to the umpire, it's much easier to come here and then align. More easier than the left arm spinners. But see to that he is not coming in from here and then aligning it. Then either he will fall inside or he will open up. It's very important. He comes from here closer to the umpire, align and bowl. Now, when he's coming in diagonally, left arm orthodox spinners are here. Chinaman can be slow here because I said it's much easier than a left arm orthodox to align yourself because your hand slightly goes away. You are bowling from here. For him, it's much more difficult for him. For him, for the Chinaman, it's much more easy. So his align, he can be in line with the return crease. He can come from here. Watch how he's aligning it. And doing it. If possible, I'll show the slow motion part, guys. These two things I will show motion. I'll show the slow motion part. No, this. I didn't prepare it. That is why it took some time. I thought, okay, I'll show you guys the slow motion part itself so that the new guys can understand that. You see, he's coming closer to the umpire. His body is more towards the target only. It's not towards third man. When he is coming, the last two steps, he has gone here, getting the side on position. He's slightly jumping in. Lack of practice. We took it only last week, this video. And then he's bowling from here. Watch it. Very important how you could do it. Again, here he is aligning himself towards the target so that his body movement is down the wicket. Thing. The diagonal part, you can see it. This is more important. When he comes, he's coming closer to the umpire. And when he comes here, the last step, before that, he has aligned himself and he bowls from middle of the crease. Normally, we see a lot of guys come here and they go right across. They go right across towards the return crease. He has come here. So, it's very important how we come in closer to the umpire. It's very easy to be aligned towards the target and then bowl. Okay, guys. That's all. That's the end of the class.
Thank you so much. I think it was another very, very eye-opening class when it comes to leg spin. We understand why the art of leg spin is very difficult, because accuracy is a major issue when it comes to leg spin. Bowlers hitting the area, so if they leave this area technically, the more correct they are, the more they can hit the area more consistently. So thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We'll go to the questions. I think we have a few questions from our coaches. Sir, can you hear me? Hello? Yes, sir?
Yeah, I think your voice is cutting. It's slightly getting disturbed. It's cutting.
It is. Just a minute, sir. Just a minute.
I'm not able to clear you audibly.
Okay, let me check my network.
It's raining quite heavily here. I don't know. It's from my side or your side. I don't know.
Yeah. So how is it now?
Yeah, it's slightly better. Yeah.
Better, sir? Okay.
Yeah.
Sir, the first question.
Yeah.
Is from Pradesh Haridas. He is asking, a leg spinner when bowling a quicker one.
Yeah.
Any special suggestions for him regarding the placement of the front foot, release point and grip, etc.?
You see, when we bowl the faster one, I said the wrist position will be straighter. So the the loading part will not be absolutely across the body. Sometimes it goes forward and then comes closer. Some guys do disguise it right at the end. They do open it. So the leg, some guys do take it across and bowl like any normal ball. Some guys do open up the shoulder a bit and then bring the hand vertically straight. I would always leave it to the bowler because it all depends upon the strength of the bowler. If the strength of the bowler is good, he is much more upright and he is bowling from a very braced knee and all, he can still bowl from the same position. He can bowl the straighter one. He doesn't have to alter his front foot. But if the boy is not able to do it, and if his faster ones are going down the leg side, you may have to ask him to slightly take the loading position, wrist a bit more straighter, and then bring it closer to the head and release it faster once.
Okay. Sir,
It all depends upon the inward cocking. Inward cocking can be corrected right at the middle point, and then when it comes back, it can be changed. It comes much later. An experienced bowler will be able to do it. A new boy may not be able to do it. For him, you may have to slightly teach it a bit differently. But either way, you can do it. Either you can correct it or slightly ask him to open it or bowl from the same place. Doesn't make.
okay, sir.
It may change a bit. You may have to slightly open up, but for the faster ones, I don't think it needs much corrections.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jitin Francis has a similar question. Any changes in back foot, front foot alignment while bowling a googly?
You see, while bowling a googly, you have to slightly get your wrist position, everything right. Your grip also changes a bit so that you bowl from the back of the hand. The back foot, again, I'm telling it, it all depends upon the bowler. It slightly opens up for some people. For some people, they do bowl with the thing. Only thing is, they bowl slightly away from the stumps. They don't go too close. So when they slightly come in the middle of the crease, the back foot need not have to open up. It's the angle. It's the position from where you bowl the googlies. You don't go close to the stump and bowl a googly. It will go down the leg side. So when you're going to slightly get away from the stump and bowl, you don't need to slightly change your action again, I would say. But if he is not able to do it and not able to slightly ask him to slightly open up, but you are opening a Pandora box, he starts bowling more googlies, you are going to open up his action. Best is, I would say, ask him to bowl from slightly away from the stumps. He will do the normal adjustment. Let's not talk too much coaching points. Ask him to do it. He will do the adjustment part. I would say we need to watch it. We don't need to tell them. This is a point Jitin as well as Pradesh has said. It's only for us. Let's not discuss it and tell to a spinner where your leg has to be, where you go to bowl and all. Ask him to do it. He will start adjusting it. My suggestion is that he will find a way out. His body will make its final. His body will make its own adjustment. I would rather say that way. I would put it that way. Yeah.
Okay, sir. Correct, sir.
One more thing to know.
Yes, sir, please.
I am talking most of the things in English. Even in the last class, also I spoke only in English. I didn't say a word of Malayalam. Someone said to me, "Sir, Malayalatile samsarichilla ennu parnittarnu." Even I realized it because I asked him, "Did I speak a word of Malayalam?" I hope everyone is able to get it. Think if not, I think I'm sorry because I missed out that. I should be talking more Malayalam also because it's an online thing. We are trying to rush it and finish it within the allotted time. I am finding it difficult. So I hope everyone understands that. If anything is there, they can come back to me later.
No problem, sir. We don't want to hear you scolding us in Malayalam. So that we are scared of that.
It's not a... yeah.
Okay, sir. Sir, Justin Fernandez.
Yeah.
Asking again a lot of questions on back foot and front foot alignment.
Okay.
Alignment of back foot and front foot, whether any impact on the revolution of the ball.
Back foot alignment will it reduce the revolutions of the ball?
Reduce or increase? Is there any impact in the back foot and front foot alignment? If it is aligned or not aligned, will it affect the revolution of the ball? That's what he's asking.
Your front foot needs to be a bit more across for you to get revolutions right, or else your releasing point gets wrong. You see, if your front foot and back foot alignment is in line, you're going to release it from a vertical position. Then for a leg spinner, the revolution is much more lesser. You are not going to get much out of your body. For a leg spinner, it's more wrist as well as the body. For the finger spinners, it's much more fingers. And the body does come in. For the leg spinners, as it is slightly away, it does make a slight impact. Yeah, if it is slightly, the front foot and the back foot is slightly across, your evolutions will definitely improve. But I would always say, if the grip is firm and the grip is right, you will get revolutions. Only if the problem is, will you get the drift? Revolutions, I'm telling you, will get it anyway if the grip is strong. Releasing point from anywhere, but will you get the drift? That's the most important aspect we got to teach to a new boy also when we start coaching him. So right across is slightly better, and you will get a better revolution, as well as the drift also will come in as he gets experience, because the releasing point will be slightly better and the seam position also will be better. Yeah.
Okay, sir. So both for off spinner and finger spinner and wrist spinner, we advise the alignment to be slightly across, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
For the leg spinners, it will be slightly more across.
Yeah, for leg spinner, slightly
but
more.
We will never say too much across. It's slightly across. We say it all depends, because we ask the leg spinners to come closer to the stump and bowl.
Yeah.
So it has to be slightly across. If it's more across, he's bound to fall. So what happens? He will go away from the wicket. That's what I'm telling. They will let them do the adjustment on their own. Let us put a cone and ask him to come to the stump and bowl. He will come across. He will be more across than an off spinner, but let's not tell the spinner.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, Deepthi from Wayanad. Yeah. Deepthi from Wayanad has asked, please clarify the ideal movement of non-bowling arm. And she's asked, what's the difference in non-bowling arm movement in a medium pacer and a spinner?
Non-bowling arm for a medium pacer is always vertically up, and then it brings in vertically down. I think it comes down vertically with a bend and then comes in. For a left arm spinner, for an orthodox spinner, it is almost the same. It's only the speed counts which differs. non-bowling arm. But for a leg spinner and for a Chinaman, it is slightly different. The non-bowling arm, it is not that much high. It will never be high for a leg spinner. It is across, because as it is across, it's the leg spinners. The wrist position, you can say, it's much more towards you, not upwards towards the sky. It's much more towards you. I don't know whether I am able to on the audio thing, I will be able to get it right. The wrist position is much more towards you. For left arms, for the orthodox spinners, it can be a bit more vertical towards the sky, non-bowling arm. The wrist position, the palm, the wrist position I'm telling. Is for some of the off spinners, as far as some of the left arm spinners do pull the wrist position towards themselves, no problem. If they take it forward, it's fine. For the leg spinners, I would suggest it. The wrist position is slightly towards, so that the non-bowling arm is not too high. So that if it is too high, it will come vertically down. If it is here, it comes it comes across the body. It can be shown on video. It's very difficult to explain it by audio.
Yes, sir. I think Shane Warne will be a good example, isn't it? Shane
Absolutely.
Warne is
He
non-bowling
takes it
arm.
away. He doesn't takes it. Thing. Certain balls he does it for when he's bowling the googlies or the sliders. He takes it much higher.
Yeah.
When he bowls the sliders, he bowls like that. He takes his arm high. You have to watch a lot these guys.
Hmm.
You learn a lot.
Yeah. The way he finishes his non-bowling arm, it's somewhere inside his body, isn't it? Inside,
Yes.
yeah.
And then takes it back. That's
Yeah,
what he
yeah.
pulls it so hard, the non-bowling arm, and then takes it across. Absolutely right, you know.
Yes, sir. Sir, Arun NB from Kottayam has asked, variations of a spinner, is it related to his run-up? Yeah.
Very important question. Very important thing. I always tell my spinners, especially I work with most of the spinners who are already playing for states, is never do the variations part with your run-up. The variation part will be only in your final stride. If you are going to work on your variation and you are going to change your run-up, the batsman is going to pick you. He'll be easily, after some time, if he sees the video or if he's able to see from a non-striker what you are doing it, and when he goes to the striker position, he will see something is different. So when he comes to a non-striker position, he will see what he's doing it when he's bowling the faster one. So he will pick you better. I would always say, get your non-bowling arm a bit more quicker when you are bowling the faster one. It should be right at the last minute. What happens is, you have already thought process, you're going to bowl the faster ones. But if you're going to bowl come faster, your slide gets much bigger. So what is your releasing position? It's going to be much behind or much I think away. It's not going to be right. But you do it at the last moment, you are ready. The batsman is not going to be able to pick you. You got to be able to disguise it. I would never say your run-up should never be the changing for a variation. I don't recommend my boys. I am an off spinner. I always used to do it right at the last. So my wicketkeeper always used to say, Sashi boy, when you're bowling the faster one, do some signs because we are not able to pick you right at the last minute. So I used to show some signs. We had a better relationship, and he used to in fact tell the spinner, I think first slip guy, whether it's going to be a faster one or normal delivery. Normal delivery, you don't have to do faster ones, he used to tell. So I used to have a better relationship with my wicketkeeper when I'm bowling the faster one because I do it right at the last minute and I was quite effective. I see Jeffrey Archer is one example. People always say his bouncers are not be able to pick by the batsman because he does it right at the last minute. He does it with the same action. Only thing is his non-bowling arm comes a bit more faster. Same thing for a spinner.
Okay. Okay, sir. Sir, one question from my side.
Yeah.
We have seen a lot of leg spinners have a natural angle in their run-up.
Yeah.
So we didn't speak much about. We spoke a lot about angle of run-up in finger spinners, but leg spinners, that didn't come into discussion. So
I told one thing, for the
yes,
spinners, it was slightly in line with the return crease or inside, or the leg spin, when I was showing the run up of that particular boy, it will be slightly outside.
Yeah.
And I thought for some people, it is slightly more angular also. But at the last minute, if they are able to slightly get aligned towards the target, it's fine.
Okay.
Should be, if you see the South African leg spinner,
Imran Tahir.
Imran Tahir, he is much more angular. He falls a lot. He falls a lot. But somehow he is able to adjust and do it. That is why I'm telling, for leg spinners, they need not have to be very perfect to do it, but somehow the body comes so much into action, and if he's able to do it, and if the stride length and all is much better, somehow they will compensate it.
Yeah.
But say it should not be too much angular. You are bound to make mistakes. Leg spinners do bowl more loose balls than the off spinners. I would say slightly more angular than the off spinners and the left arm spinners. Left arm rather.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, but Chinaman bowlers coming around the wicket, they naturally will have that angle.
Yes, that is. I told you the Chinaman bowlers will have a more angular than a left arm orthodox spinner. I showed it because today I didn't have a Chinaman bowler's action to show it. His angular will be slightly more than a left arm orthodox. Left arm orthodox bowlers will be in line with the return crease. They're coming in closer to the umpire and go. Chinaman will be a bit more slightly across. But whatever said and done, they need to come closer to the umpire and align and go.
Okay.
They show so much angle, they are falling in the run up itself. And they go up the crease.
Okay. Okay, sir. I think it was a very informative session, sir. I think surely a lot of coaches will have a lot more questions to ask you because when it comes to wrist spin, there is we are all not that knowledgeable, and there's a lot of variations also in wrist spin. So definitely there will be a lot more questions. I'm sure Shashi sir is available in the phone, to clarify all your doubts.
I am available on the phone as well as on the videos. They can just, the variation part is a lot of variations are there. We need to teach all the variations, the sliders, the flippers, the backspin, how to do it. You just click your wrist, fingers and then you bowl the thumb. The backspin also can be done. I teach the boys also. Some of the boys were doing it. Aita Mohan does it very beautiful. And then one of my left arm, right arm off spinners also does that. He just clicks the ball, backspin.
Yes, sir.
Some of the boys are doing it. So it's a new thing. Not all the bowlers do it. A lot of variations are there. We do the variations, the crease variations and all that can be done in a separate class. We can't teach it in an error and correction class.
Correct.
You told me error and correction, so I am not going to the error variation part because it's a different subject.
Yes, definitely. Maybe we can do another class only on variation, sir.
I need time for you. Don't keep it immediately.
No, don't worry, sir. We won't bother you anytime, immediately.
No. It's not that bothering part because the boys are not available. I thought I want to do it. I can't do everything thing on my own. I am an old man now.
I know, sir, but we see you as very young coach, sir.
Thanks for the compliment, but I am 57 plus.
Sure, I can see your battery is running low. So
my battery is running low.
Keeping all of you waiting much. So thank you so much, Shashi sir, once again from KCA HPC for joining us and sharing all this information with us.
Most welcome. I enjoy the thing. Most of these guys I have worked so long, 6 years. Even there are many KCA guys who are not coaches, who are part of the coaching part now. I have also worked with them in a different manner, not in the coaching manner. I like to share my knowledge, whatever I know it. There are guys who are much more knowledgeable than me also. They should always share, go and ask questions. You learn a lot. I have learned a lot asking questions, watching others, watching the videos and all. I think a lot of our coaches have to do that. Watch tons of videos, then only you learn. This video class is not going to help much, I'm telling. Today you have learned, you have heard from me. Most of the things you are going to forget it until unless you don't. Tinu, you have a think we can download this?
Yes, sir. We can. This class will be uploaded in our KCA website. in our
Yeah.
KCA website.
So
The whole
some
class
of
will be
the boys
uploaded.
who have missed out on the first class, they asked me.
Yeah,
I said, I can't do it. The KCA has to do it. So you can ask Tinu, I have told them.
correct. So all of these classes will be uploaded in KCA website in a day or two. So you get, if you have missed it, if your friends have missed it, they can go and see it in the KCA website. So that's not a problem. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
thank you everybody once again. I think thank you for making it very interactive and productive. So take care, stay safe, stay healthy, and until next Monday.
Yeah,
We're
Tinu,
going.
one thing, if any coaches have any problem with their kids or something, they can take a video, front, back, and side. They can send it to me. Immediately, I may not be able to answer, but definitely within a few days, I'll be able to do it and call them and do it. Let's learn a lot. Let's do it. Let us justify our role and then help the boys play for Kerala and India.
That's really nice of you,
Sure
sir.
to do that.
Really nice of you. Thank you so much. Surely there will be a lot of us who wants to send the spinners videos correction and to get clarification. So definitely we'll be doing that. Thank you once again. So thank you, coaches. See you, sister. See you on Monday. Monday
Yeah.
for batting. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you, sir.
Okay.
Take care.
Yeah. Thanks. Thanks, Tinu.